Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright, so I got a pure fiction video for you guys today, and I have to say, it is quite spicy. For some reason, today I wanted to attempt to full clear Pure Fiction 4 at 80k points. I already cleared it earlier in the day with 3 stars, but I felt like I could have done a better job with the runs, so I decided to spend too many hours actually attempting this, and I finally did it. The buff for this season of Pure Fiction is actually DOT based, so I figured it'll be a lot easier since I do have a DOT team on the second half, so that half is basically free. Alright, let me go over the teams real quick. For the first half, I have my Acheron team featuring Acheron, Welt, who I decided to bring back, you'll see why in a moment here, Pela, and the Fire Trailblazer. And the reason why I decided to bring back Welt is because of this buff you can get here. Verification is the third one. When 3 or more characters following the Path of Nihility are in the team, increase all allies' damage dealt by 60% and speed by 30%. So I actually decided to run a team without a Harmony character. I did do a couple runs with Sparkle, but there came an issue where I had issues surviving. Because you'll see in a moment, this half is no joke. You take a lot of damage, and the Fire Trailblazer actually saved my team from dying completely before I finished off the entire stage. And for the second half, I of course have my DOT team featuring Black Swan, Kafka, Ting Young, and Ruan Mei. This half is extremely easy if you have Black Swan and Kafka. I've full cleared it quite a couple of times already, but it's funny because this run, particularly for this video, was not clean at all. It actually came down to the bare bones, the last minute, but I did clear it at 40k, so it ended up being a full clear. Oh yeah, and as for the buff is this one. When enemy targets are defeated, the DOTs on them have a 100% base chance to be transferred to all enemies. Obviously, this is the best choice if you're running a DOT team. Alright guys, and as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this very interesting gameplay. So for the first half, we start off with Fire Trailblazer's technique, Welt's technique, and we initiate the fight with Acheron's technique because here we can actually get an extra stack of Crimson Knot on Acheron from Pela there. And the reason why this particular half took so many attempts too is because it's mainly based on the aggro from the mobs. If the mobs decide to hit Welt and Acheron, then this run is pretty much bricked. We go for the right side here, or the left side with the soldier, because he's annoying and pushes your enemies back. If they hit Pela and the Fire Trailblazer like they're doing right now, then we have a chance of full clearing the run. I had like so many runs, 3 or 4 runs, where all they wanted to do was attack Acheron and Welt, and that basically bricks the run. Here we pop Acheron's ult. We're going to save Welt's ult for the next wave. And we easily clear it. On to the second wave. Now we pop Welt's ultimate, and we pop Fire Trailblazer's ultimate immediately to apply the shield, so Acheron and Welt take less of the DOT applied from that mob. That new mob that I don't know the name of, but he's really annoying. Those DOTs really hurt, and when he detonates them, you basically lose the run. It does so much damage. Here I'm deciding, should I use Acheron's ult? I decide to go ahead and do it because all the mobs are fairly high HP, and I don't think Acheron will get her turn before she can use her skill. Here's Pela's ultimate. Trying to decide which target to break. I think I just go for the middle one here. Yep. Here we're going to set up the taunt from Fire Trailblazer. That's another reason why the Fire Trailblazer is so good on this half, or just so good with Acheron in general. It protects my team from taking damage, and it also applies extra stacks of Crimson Knot due to the taunt. And every time they hit the Fire Trailblazer, I'll get a stack because I have a specific preservation Lycone that has a chance to burn the enemies when they attack the Fire Trailblazer. Alright, on to the last wave. We're going to focus down, I don't know, we're just going to call him the Goblet Dude because he has a goblet and he applies those nasty DOTs that end up breaking the run. That's why this half is so difficult, is that their DOT from the Goblet guy does so much damage. Set up the taunt once again. We're going to save the ultimate on the Fire Trailblazer until one of my allies takes damage. Alright, now we're going to pop Welt's ultimate. focus down the goblet guy here. I'm pretty sure. Pop the ultimate.
I weep for the departed.
This should kill him off, or at least the one to the left. Right, there we go. Just picking a target here. I think I go for Kafka. I just want to build up stacks of Crimson Knot. Now we're going to pop the Fire Trailblazer's ultimate to reapply the shield on the welt. Alright, good. They're hitting the Fire Trailblazer. And Acheron gets more Crimson Knot stacks. We're going to set up the taunt again. Look at all those DOTs. It is very nasty. We're going to have to just use the basic attack here because the two characters I want to prioritize using their skill will be Acheron and the Fire Trailblazer. Kafka hits him twice, which gives even more stacks to Acheron. Here I'm trying to see. I try to kill off some of the little birds to the side. It wasn't quite enough damage. So I think Payla's going to finish off one of the birds here with her ultimate. Or at least I hope I do. Right. That bird dies. Now we pop Acheron's ultimate again. Even though the stacks are on Kafka, it should still be enough to kill off the majority of the mobs. That one goblet dude is still alive with a little bit of HP, which is annoying. That's, as you can see, the DOTs are stacking up. And look at all that damage. I'll pop the taunt again. And even my Fire Trailblazer is starting to take a lot of damage. Weld is probably dead on his next turn. Acheron's going to finish off that goblet dude. Or, yeah, we're going to finish him off. And pop the ultimate immediately after. Okay. And I believe this is the last wave. We're going to pop the Fire Trailblazer's ultimate here to reapply the shield. Okay, good. He's getting hit. Here we have the basic. Hits Welt. Welt gets hit again. I popped the ult immediately. A little bit almost too late. I popped the ult immediately before Welt dies, because the minute Welt takes his turn after this turn, he's going to die. We're going to reapply the taunt again. There's absolutely no way Welt's going to be able to survive. He dies the DOT. Payla's going to just use her basic. And we use... I should have actually used Payla's ultimate and then Acheron's ult, but it didn't end up mattering here. So, there we go. Kafka's the only one left. And there, with that, we finish off the first half. Full clear. That took so many attempts. Our second half, Black Swan, Ruan Mei's technique. 2 Ting Young's techniques. And we initiate the fight with Kafka's technique. This half's actually really easy, but for some reason I get some really bad aggro RNG in the beginning, and then we get good aggro RNG at the end, allowing us to actually full clear. You'll see what I mean in a moment. The gumball machine is attacking us. Kafka, we're going to kill off the traffic light. The dinosaur wants to hit Kafka. She's already got hit twice, which is unfortunate. Both Kafka and Black Swan are definitely the two weaker or squishier teammates on this team. Ruan Mei is the tankiest, and then Ting Young is kind of the middle one here. So yeah, ideally I would want them to be hitting my Ting Young and Ruan Mei. There's Ting Young's ultimate. That dinosaur is almost dead, so we're going to focus on the other one. He's going to take another bite out of Kafka. That's 3 hits on the Kafka, and then the AoE, of course. So our Kafka's already at half HP. Not looking too good. Alright, DOTs are kicking in. We pop Black Swan's ultimate here. Alright, Gumball Machine actually gives skill points. I forgot to mention that. Not that you really... I mean... this team's fairly skill point positive, especially with my Ting Young being so fast. Alright, first wave is done. We immediately pop Kafka's ultimate. Boom! We're gonna hit the doggo here. Everything's gonna detonate. Explosions are happening everywhere. And yeah, basically the buff makes the DOT team absolutely destroy Pure Fiction for this season. And there we go, another hit on the Kafka. So she is almost dead. That's like 1/4 of her HP left. And we're not even at the third wave yet. So pretty bad aggro RNG, like I said earlier. But I still decided to not, like, redo this run for some reason. I was like, you know what? Maybe we could still do it. Alright. Detonations everywhere. Trotter's still alive somehow, though. And another bite into Kafka. Look at that. She's at, like, 1/5 of her HP now. Oh my god. I don't know why I didn't decide to restart this run, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Okay, pop that. He's gonna advance everyone forward. I actually didn't know he did that, because usually I end up killing that clock boulder dude before he gets to move. Alright, finally they're hitting someone besides Kafka. I mean, if Kafka dies, I would obviously restart the run. Alright, final wave. Black Swan's technique into Kafka's technique. I mean, not technique, ultimate. What am I saying? Anyways, you guys know what I mean. Punches Ting Young. And hits Rame. Oh, Kafka's almost dead. One more hit and then she dies. Alright, Ting Young's ultimate. Onto Black Swan. Gonna buff Black Swan as well. Alright, this is probably Kafka's last action here, because once Svarog takes his turn, which he will here shortly, any hit, even if he doesn't target Kafka, the AoE will kill her. So, a bit unfortunate. There is the AoE and the claw, and there goes Kafka. Normally I would have restart here, but I was like, you know what, if I can clear this and be done with it, I'll just take it, even though this run is not exactly the cleanest run.
Grace and elegance.
We're gonna pop the dinosaur? No, we pop Svarog instead. Alright. Gonna hit Ting Young. He's gonna hit Ting Young again. I would like the damage to be distributed to Ron Mei, please. But I mean, it did give Ting Young her ultimate, so I guess it's okay. And here's Ron Mei's ultimate.
Swept away by the wind.
Destiny is an ill fate to send.
Pop her ultimate as well.
The waters lies an endless
Should
abyss.
clear out the side mobs to the side. Punches Ting Young. Oh, Ting Young's looking low. Okay, oh, now Black Swan's looking low. Here I decide to not hit anything, because I don't want them to actually push up and kill my team. So I decide to just reapply the attack buff onto my Black Swan. Alright, there we go. Real May taking some of the hits for the team. Ooh, I thought my Ting Young was going to die from that, honestly. But she's still alive somehow. Alright. All the little mobs are dying to the Arcana debuff. Oh, here we go. AoE. I thought Ting Young was dead. She's still alive. And guess who the claw picks? It picks Ron Mei. So now we're getting extremely lucky with the aggro, unlike earlier. So here we're trying to decide which target to hit. We pop the ultimate onto Black Swan, and then we pop Black Swan's ultimate immediately.
The waters lies an endless abyss. Ill tidings
Do that. All the small mobs are gonna die. Svarog's gonna do that. Punch Rame. We're gonna pop the ultimate. And it's coming, it's very close. If Black Swan dies here, which she doesn't, thankfully, and then we can weakness break the dino. Just gonna die to a DOT, and die to that. There you go. And now I decided to just auto Svarog to death, or basic attack. There we go! There's a full clear run. 80k for the first time. Alright, now let me go over my characters and their builds, starting off with my Acheron. These are her stats. Some of you might think that's a low crit rate, but it actually isn't, considering her gear and Eidolons, which I will go over shortly. Light Cone is her signature Light Cone at S1. Traces are completely maxed out except for the basic attack, which is not needed. And she's on the 4-piece Pioneer of Dead Waters and the Izumo set, as I'll show you guys later. If you guys didn't watch my massive enhancing and crafting of relics, that was an absolute pain. But hey, she's at a level where she can fully clear pure fictions, so I guess I don't have any room to complain. As for Eidolons, she's at Eidolon 2. And next is the spiciest character in this entire video, Welt. I had this guy's built all the way back in like the first couple of patches, and I just didn't have or I didn't know really where to put him or how to use him. Finally, he has his time to shine today. Anyways, these are his stats. I decided to build a more of a DPS heavy Welt with some crit rate and crit damage. Light Cone is before the tutorial mission starts at Superimposition 5. I figured he'd be better on this Light Cone instead of Pela because I could run a attack percent link rope, thanks to the extra energy regeneration he gets from this, as well as something else later I'll show you guys. Traces, I didn't put any more investment. This is all the investment I put early on in the game, and I figured I'd just roll with it, and he did his job perfectly fine. But of course, if I wanted to put more investment, I definitely could. These are his relics. He's also running a 4-piece Pioneer set, as well as the Izumo set, just like Acheron. I mean, since I farmed this domain so often, you figured I get pieces for Welt as well. So they're actually pretty decent, pretty solid. Some of them used to be on my Acheron, but I swapped them out. And then this is some the Izumo set. This is my Acheron's main piece. I decided to take it off because I wanted a little bit more crit rate, more consistency on my Acheron. So I decided to put this on my Welt instead. As for Eidolons, believe it or not, my Welt is actually at Eidolon 2. And that actually helps with his energy regeneration thanks to his E2. So therefore, that's why I had the tutorial mission Light Cone along with his E2, allowing me to run a attack percent link rope. Alright, next is my Pela. It's just my standard Pela. I didn't decide to do some weird shenanigans and try to make her into a DPS Pela, but because as you can see, we had issues surviving, so I needed her to be as tanky as possible. Light Cone is the sweaty Light Cone at S2. I really wish I had more copies of this because it's fairly inconsistent with only 70% base chance. These are traces, very low investment. Probably won't put, maybe I'll put a few more on. I always say that, but I never do anyways. These are relics, 2-piece HP, 2-piece speed, and a broken planar set and link rope, but it's fine. She has all the substats that she needs. And for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 6. And last but not least, at least for the first half, is my Fire Trailblazer. He always seems to make an appearance, especially during Pure Fiction. He's just like a very solid character. Like if you're having issues staying alive because the Pure Fiction mobs are doing too much damage, he does a fairly good job of keeping your team alive while dishing out a fair amount of damage himself. Anyways, these are his stats. Would like a little bit more effect hit rate, so the taunt is a little bit more consistent, but it is what it is. And for his Light Cone, I recently built up Trend of the Universal Market at S4. This is really great, especially for my Acheron team. I can put it on my Fire Trailblazer, Gepard mostly if I decide to do Memory of Chaos, and maybe even Fushren if I decide to pair Fushren up with Acheron. So yeah, really glad I put some investment finally into this Light Cone. These are his traces, fairly underinvested, but hey, he got the job done. Although, I'm not gonna lie, after so many attempts, I was almost considering leveling up some of his traces just so I could get a little bit more of a stronger shield, maybe some more damage reduction just from a shield, but nah, I decided against it, and we somehow pulled through. These are his relics, 2-piece defense set and 2-piece speed set with a broken keel set. It's basically my Gepard relics. I just moved them over to the Fire Trailblazer. As for Eidolons, he's at Eidolon 6. Alright, on to the second half team. Starting off with my Black Swan. Her gear is mostly the same. I didn't change anything. Yeah, I've had her built for a while now. There can always be improvements, of course. Light Cone is Eyes of the Prey at S5. Traces, may or may not put more investment in this in the future, although honestly most of her damage comes from her talent, so it's probably not a good idea to max those out. Relics, she's on a 4-piece Prisoner set and a 2-piece Space Sealing Station, believe it or not. Her Space Sealing Station set is actually pretty decent, but of course it can always be improved. I would like her to be a little bit faster. As for Eidolon, she doesn't have any. And of course you can't have a DOT team without Kafka, so here she is. I actually made her a little bit faster. I have to see how I did it in a moment. I actually forgot. Before she was at 150 speed, but now she's at 152 with Ruan Mei's buff. She'll hit that 160 speed threshold, although I don't have the Glim offset, so it doesn't really matter that much. It just gives her like an extra turn within a cycle or something. This is her light cone. Good night, sleep well at S3. Traces are at a good enough level. I don't think anything else needs to be leveled up. For her relics, she only has the 4-piece prisoner set, no 2-piece planar set, unfortunately. I'm probably going to end up giving her a space sealing station set, just like my Black Swan, because I'm going to be farming that world instead of the one with the glam off, because I want both the space sealing station set or the Fleet of the Ageless set. I need better Fleet of the Ageless sets pieces. I don't currently have those, so yeah. Probably going to be farming World 3 rather than, I think it's World 8, which has the glam offset. But yeah, this is my Kafka. How did I speed her up? Oh, there it is. Okay, this is how I sped her up to 152. I took... this used to be my Lunane's piece, then I gave it to Zile because Lunane got a better piece. And then now I don't really use my Zile as often, so I was like, okay, it's attack percent rope. It's got a lot of speed and some effect hit rate. I just might as well toss it on my Kafka, and Zile can go cry in a corner. Poor Zile. She's been power crept so much from just the recently released characters and content. Feels bad. As for Eidolons, she's at Eidolon 0. Alright, next is my very unnecessarily fast Ting Young. Yeah, I don't know. All my pieces for the Musketeer set that I have on her are just really cracked, so I'm not trying to make her like this fast. I would, like, if she's at 160, I think that's fast enough, but hey man, them speed rolls. And for Light Cone, she's on Dance Dance Dance. This one is at S4. Traces, I keep saying I want to upgrade her traces a little bit more for the extra attack and defense, but I just haven't got around to do so. These are relics, 4-piece Musketeer set with a 2-piece Fleet of the Ageless. She used to be on Broken Keel, but obviously Broken Keel is useless on a DOT team, so I decided to move her to a Fleet of the Ageless set. Yeah, look at these pieces. 9 speed, 7 speed, 4 speed's okay, speed boots obviously. And then the Fleet of the Ageless set, this one has 7 speed, this one's got 6 speed, so yeah. These are some pretty cracked pieces here. I said I needed more pieces of this set, because like, this is like probably the only 2 pieces that I have that are really good. All the other pieces are pretty doo-doo, but yeah, there you go. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 4. Really wish I had an E16 Young by now. It's been quite a while. Alright, and last is Ruan Mei. These are her stats. Light Cone is Memories of the Past at S2. Traces, I actually need to put more investment in her traces because, believe it or not, this 9.5 speed versus the 10 speed can make a bit of a difference in some situations. And obviously, you want more damage and you want more resist pen. So, I've been slacking. Definitely need to fully max out my Ruan Mei sometime. Relics, she's on the 4-piece speed set or hacker space set and a broken keel set, which, I mean, I have it on her because it gives her enough break effect, I believe. So, and I don't have another piece of the Fleet of the Ageless set, like I said. That's why I need to be farming that particular, world in Simulator Universe. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 0. I really want to pull for E1, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I decide on later on. Alrighty guys, well that's going to be it for this Honkai Star Rail video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in my next Honkai Star Rail video. Peace.
Existence as fleeting as the dawn's dew, destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed.